You are afraid of girls and it pisses you off because it keeps you away from flirting with them or asking them out on dates. You have this desire for them, but you just can't beat your fear. I used to be in a similar position to you. I was very scared of speaking to girls. Luckily, I developed this method that finally got me on dates, and this video is going to teach it to you as well. Let's go. So the first thing we are going to do is to reframe your fear from something negative to something positive. Because usually fear arises in what situation? Every time you're on the edge of your comfort zone, then there's going to be this fear inside of you that's telling you, okay, we have to be careful here. There's something that we cannot do yet, which we need to be careful about because we might fail at it if we try. So your fear kicks in every time you're on your edge to keep you safe, to keep you away from stepping outside of your comfort zone. And by the way, if you see guys who don't seem to have fear, don't worry about this. They have fear as well, they just adapted to it. Fear is biologically hardwired into every one of us. And there's people who are going to say, who are like, yeah, no, I don't actually feel fear. They do. Nobody can get rid of their fear. The only reason why you sometimes see guys who just seem to have ice in their veins is because they have adapted to this fear. And the way they adapted to fear is actually quite interesting. They didn't try to push the fear away every time it arises because that doesn't work. I bet you have tried that before. No, what they actually did was reinterpret the fear. So usually you interpret the fear as, oh fuck, this is outside of my comfort zone, I can't do it. That's what your fear is telling you. But those guys you see who don't seem to have any fears, what they actually do is they feel the fear as well, but they don't interpret it as like, oh no, we can't go here. They interpret it as, oh okay, like I'm on the edge of my comfort zone. This is an opportunity I can use to level myself up. Now, which one of those two views on fear do you think is more healthy? The one that is like a limit, telling you, no, you can't go here, or the one that is kind of challenging you, asking you, okay, like this is out of your comfort zone, but can you do it anyways? And now you might think, okay, well then I'm going to reinterpret my fear as a signal instead of a limit, but it's still going to be there. How am I going to do the thing now that I'm scared of? If the fear is still here, it's going to stop me from it. Well, how do the guys do it that don't seem to have fear? They are not fearless, they're just courageous. Now, what is courage? Courage is a form of discipline, because discipline, you use it when you have to resist like tiredness or laziness. Courage is the thing you use when you have to resist fears. Courage is feeling the fear, but speaking to her anyways. Like the people you see who do scary shit that you're thinking, oh no, that's too scary. They're not fearless, they're courageous. They feel the fear anyways, and then they decide to not be controlled by it and go up to her anyways. Like literally, even I am still scared when I go up to chicks. Like there's a bunch of easy interactions that are pretty easy by now. But for example, if I see a girl inside of a store and I think, oh fuck, if I want to approach her, I need to get into the store just for her, just ask her number, and then I need to leave the store, that's still kind of scary to me. Or when I see a chick walking around with her mom, and I'm thinking like, damn, I kind of need to approach her. But then like, you know, her mom's there. It's still kind of scary. But it's not that like this just shows me, oh fuck, okay, so I'm not perfect yet. This is still a way I can improve my skill of speaking to women. And I just want you to show the contrast between fear being your friend and fear being your enemy again. Because you know this. Like when you've seen the girl and you really were thinking like, damn, I want to speak to her, but you were kind of scared, and then you didn't see your fear as your friend, but your enemy, and like your fear told you, no, we can't do it, and you were like, but I want to, and then your fear was, no, we can't do it. That's just like a terrible feeling. And then after fighting mental battles for 15 minutes, you saw that girl leave, and you were just thinking like, damn, just another girl I didn't speak to, even though I really wanted to. Like, oh man, you just feel like a little bitch, honestly. And if I just made you feel bad, oh no, I don't care. No, just kidding. Most people are like this, actually. Most people are weak and not courageous. Most people see fear as an enemy instead of an ally. These fuckers never even heard of courage. When they see a guy who's bold, who does scary shit, then they're going to think like, oh yeah, he just has like genetics. I don't know, he's just like an extrovert. I'm not an extrovert. These guys never face their fear, and henceforth these guys never improve. Now, since you're watching educational content, I know you're not one of those average chumps who's like, oh yeah, it is scary, I'm not gonna do it. You are actually a guy who has ambition. You are going to achieve something in your life, and that's why I'm going to teach you now what the fastest way to become courageous is. And to all the people who come to me asking me those questions, I'm always telling them, bro, learn cold approach. Seriously. Cold approach is literally the skill that encapsulates all the things that courage is about. And what cold approach essentially is that you start a conversation from thin air. Like, you don't know her name, you don't know her age, you don't know anything about her besides the way she looks, what she's doing, and maybe what idea she gave you when you first saw her. That's everything you have to go. And cold approach is to just go up there and create a conversation from that. And I bet you can already see how this shit takes a lot of courage. You have to actually go up to women and approach them. You actually have to show them your intention, which is like, hey, I just wanted to talk to you because you're very pretty. And you also have to be honest with yourself, with your desires, being like, oh damn, I really want to speak to her. And then you actually have to do it. You have to not lie to yourself and be like, oh yeah, I want to, but I'm not going to do. So literally, if you were to become good at cold approach, you were to become good at courage. And if this is enticing to you, actually check out the first link in the description. It's my full guide to getting girls through cold approach, but not being creepy. It's very high value. We talk about like honesty, vulnerability, everything you need to finally express yourself authentically around girls. Check out the first link in the description. I think you're going to enjoy this. And what a lot of guys do when they hear me recommend them cold approach, they think like, no, I don't have to learn this. I can meet women in other ways. But I just want to tell you why like bars and nightclubs or Tinder are trash. Because those things, they seem like the easy way to meet women, right? Yeah, everybody's drunk in a nightclub, everybody's social in a nightclub. Oh, it must be so easy to meet women in there. Problem is, you can't really skip the skill of building courage when you want to speak to women. Because getting drunk and just becoming disinhibited because you're drunk, that is not real courage. Same thing goes for online dating. Hiding behind the screen and just swiping yes, 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 that's not real courage. These easier ways of meeting women actually don't help you in the long run because you're not building the skill of courage, which is an absolute essential for dating. Because think about it, even if you were to score a date or a number on like dating apps or the nightclubs, what would happen as soon as you meet this woman the second time in real life? Would you be like, oh yeah, confident, or would you still be scared? Would you still not have courage? Then you're suddenly being tested for like who you really are, and then you can't hide behind alcohol or a screen, and then she's going to notice, oh wait, this guy, he's not actually that courageous. Damn. So online dating and nightclubs really are not the ways courage is. Now, if you think, is the average guy courageous? Like what is the situation, the dating situation of the average guy? Is he like satisfied? Is he talking to as many women as he wants to? Or is the average guy the guy who goes to a nightclub, who goes on online dating because he just fucking is so deprived of women that he just needs to do that? Most people take the easy way of like, oh yeah, I don't have to really be courageous, I can just get drunk or do online dating. So most people get the results that you get on the easy way, which is like not that great of a dating life. So I hope that this convinced you that you absolutely need to build courage if you want any success in your dating life. Last thing I want to tell you is a nice analogy I came up with. Because courage is like a muscle. You can train courage like a muscle. Just like how you go to the gym and you do 3 sets of bench press, you can literally, while you're in the gym, you can do 3 sets of courage as well. For example, if you're scared of talking to that pretty girl, you just have to think, okay, like you use your fear as a signal, and when your fear, for example, tells you, no, we can't go up and say hi to her, we can't say hi to her while we're passing her, then you're not thinking, oh fuck, no, well, fear's limit, no, you're going to think, oh yeah, this is a signal for improvement, and then you're going to, like, while you're passing her, just went, hey, bam. That's one set of courage you just did. And if you do that for 1 week, every day, like 3 or 4 sets, bro, eventually passing women and saying hi to them, it's not gonna be scary anymore because your body's just like, oh well, yeah, easy. Like we've done this a couple of times. And that's when you need to increase the weight. That's when you put more plates on your bench press. That's when you put more words into your courageous interactions. So for example, next time you see that chick, you go, oh hey, doing legs today. Because I'm telling you, women are always in the gym for legs. I don't know how many times they ask them if they're doing legs. They're always saying yes. You might not believe this, but it's true. Your courage literally gets stronger by using it, but you have to be on this shit. You have to exercise it regularly, because as soon as you stop, just like a muscle, it's gonna go down as well. I have one more motivational quote for you before this video ends. The anxiety you feel beforehand is the satisfaction you feel after. So the more fear there is, the more courage you're going to need. But if you actually go ahead and use that courage, you're just going to feel so fucking amazing afterwards. And if you apply this knowledge and you see it works and you want to get the other information I have, check out the first link in the description full guide, check it out. You can click and watch this video to keep on learning or subscribe to the channel right here. I'll see you in the next one. Let's go!